That's a whole lot about the central region. Well, coincidentally, that's where we're heading next, but not in a fun way. It's rather very tragic, as police in the central region have begun investigations into the death of 12 persons at the Apam beach on Sunday. Police say the age range of the 12 persons, including 2 females, is between 14 and 17. We'll hear from the Member of Parliament for Gomoa West, Richard Jan Mensah, and also the District Chief Executive, Bismarck Inkum, who is promising some tough actions on restricting access to the beach area. Let's listen.
Retrieved 14, of which 3 of them are alive. 11 of them, unfortunately, have lost their lives. It's an unpleasant incident that took place yesterday in the evening. God being so good, we've been able to retrieve much of the body. In fact, when we had a conversation with those who were saved, our understanding is that they numbered about between 15 and 20. So if we have retrieved 14, then we are still expecting that 1 or 2 are still. But so far, we haven't had family members, relatives coming to claim that there is anybody who is also missing. So we assume that for the 14 bodies that have been retrieved, that should be all. Otherwise, we expect more. We have put measures in place. The families are eager to get hold of the dead bodies in order to give them a befitting burial. But we are also of the opinion that the laws of the land must be followed. And so, according to the police, they will have to go to court for a coroner inquest tomorrow, followed by an autopsy, after which the bodies will be released to the respective families. So for which reason, we have also approached the mortuary, make the necessary financial arrangement to ensure that they take care of the bodies before they are released tomorrow. That is what we have done so far.
Is there any advice?
Retrieved 14.
I believe the police is the enforcing agency. About 2 weeks ago, I visited one of the beaches. I saw a lot of youthful guys, the youth at the beach swimming. So I called their attention. And even people within the area confirmed, that Assemblyman confirmed that even just that day, there was a report, there was actually an announcement from the community through the announcement from the police commander, which was made to the people that nobody should go to the beach, should be seen at the beach, especially for on Sundays, because now they have something they call the Sunday beaches or Sunday special. So there's a ban on that. And I also called attention. I came to the next community and I was informed that such announcement have been made again. So as it stands now, I didn't expect that anyone will go to the beach, because after what I saw about 2 weeks ago, the announcement was made. Last week, nobody went to the beach. So this week, we're also not expecting anyone to also be at the beach. But unfortunately, we only woke up this morning to hear that some youths organize themselves. So as the immediate measure is that we're actually teaming up with the police and also with the fishermen, that a local task force should be put in place immediately to man our beaches, to ensure that people who will be seen at the beach are people who are purely fishermen who are going to plow their trade, but not people who are going to revelers who are going there to to have fun. Exactly that one, we are going to make sure that it's going to be enforced.
Well, Richard Kojanyako is our correspondent in the Central Region. He joins us via Zoom for a lot more on this. Kojanyako, good morning to you. The latest update, as you share with us, is that 12 of the 20 have now been confirmed dead. How many are still in the hospital?
Well, 3. 3 were rescued, so they are in the hospital.
Okay. Do we know the state in which they're in?
Well, so at the time of rescue, they were unconscious. So they were at the Apam District Hospital. They were not stable, but as of this morning, when we checked, we were told by medical officials at the Apam Government Hospital that they are all in some stable condition.
Okay. So what are family members saying? Because we also do understand that there have been extensive announcements, so they were not expecting that young people would go to the beach and go and have fun.
Well, so family members are distraught about this. This is a beach that has been closed as a result of the COVID-19 restrictions. So little did they know that these kids, all teenagers, numbering close to about 20, and we say 20 because these were what those who survived told us that that is not the number, because there could be more people in the sea because they were more than that number. So if it is about 20 and 12 are dead and 3 have been rescued, then it means that there is more. So at the moment, the chief fisherman of the area and the other traditional authorities.
Oh, hello there, Richard. Okay, I'm afraid the connection to Richard has gone bad. We'll try and raise him again so we can get that update with him. Richard, we lost you briefly. Please continue. You're talking about the chief fisherman and the assurance that he's been given.
So the chief fisherman and other traditional authorities are currently pouring libation to ensure that no one is left in the sea. And so usually when that happens, that is what they do. They pour libation with the hope of some of the bodies surfacing at the beach so they could just take them and then send them to the morgue. So currently that is what is happening. The family members are still in the state of shock and they are still mourning. They have been trooping to the Apam District Police for the bodies to be released to them. Earlier, when we spoke with the DC, he said that a lot of processes would have to be completed in order for the bodies to be given to them with the coroner inquest and other processes, so that they can also look at the financial arrangements and other things for the necessary performance before the burial takes place.
Okay, Richard, how were these young people discovered?
Well, they call something in Apam Sunday special, but because of the COVID-19 restriction, we do not know whether it's an organized, it's a planned thing that happened, because that place has been, so they used a different route in getting to the beach. They were there when an alarm was raised that some people were there and they were getting drowned. So rescue effort began. And then they started pulling the bodies from the sea. Fortunately, they could rescue 3 who were unconscious though, but were still alive. So they sent them to their palm. So more efforts went in, and then they retrieved more bodies. So making up to the 12 bodies we currently have at the Apam morgue. So that is how these people were discovered. Looking at the age range between 14 and 17, one wonders how they got there and what events it was really, because they told us that the Sunday special has also been suspended as a result of the COVID-19 restrictions. So the family, the community folk are at the shock.
And Richard, we know that usually people who grow up along the sea are people who pretty much know how to swim. So do we know what went wrong?
Well, so the chief fisherman who is leading the rescue effort, because when it happens like that, these are people who know how to swim very well. So they are contracted to take charge of the operations or the rescue operation. But what he has been indicating to us is that of superstition. But we know that in matters like this, we are not competent enough to deal with spiritual matters. But that is the view he holds, that particular portion of the beach, there is a god there. And so he feels that these kids might, when they went there, they might have done a lot certain things that might have offended the god, hence what we are witnessing now.
All right, Richard, we're told, and this is the latest information that is coming, that the Central Region Police Command has taken over this investigation. And so they're on their way now to Apam, where this incident happened. But largely in this community, so this happened on Sunday, but we only could hear of this early Monday morning, right?
Yes, early Monday morning. Some of us heard of it, but it was too late into the night, and that was when the rescue effort had begun. Because when it happened, little was heard about it until social media, it went viral, and so a lot of people it got the attention of a lot of people, and then they went there. But that is what they do. In fact, a lot of the beaches along the central region, including Apam, most of them, even though there are restrictions, most of them still violate the restrictions of the COVID-19, and so that is what we have now.
Well, Richard, it's not just in the central region. It happened also here in Accra, from Sakomono Beach to all the beaches along to the La Pleasure Beach, to Kokrobite. Everywhere was buzzing, even though we know that there are restrictions and nobody is expected to go to the beach. So generally, what are the conversations? Because this is tragic enough. This is scary. These are lots of young people at the same time. I can't imagine that 12 young persons are dead because they decided to swim. So what are people saying beyond what the family members have been telling you?
Well, and sadly, most of them are yet to be identified by their relatives or the family members. So it's just a few of them, about 6 of them, that have been identified by their family members. Some of them do not hail from their town, Apam community. They come from their adjoining communities, even as far as Cape Coast. And so that is what the investigation has been swung in motion to get the nitty-gritties of the entire thing. The conversation is about why, because they know that as young people who live in coastal communities, most of them know how to swim. So it beats their imagination that this thing happens. And then the superstition comes in. And so that is the conversation that is leading the talk in the town.
Well, interesting, as the Central Region Police Command takes over the investigations, we see what they do or how they incorporate the superstition bit to the law. But Richard Kojanyako, keep monitoring the situation, and please inform us when there are new development on this. Richard Kojanyako is my colleague. He's based in the Central Region, and he's been following the story of the 12 young persons who have now been confirmed dead in Apam. They went to the beach on the blind side of the entire community and many people. And then, well, we're told that many of them drowned. Thankfully, some survived after the rescue, but many others could not. We're not sure how many of them have gone missing now. So there's still search and rescue mission going on. I said, when we do have a lot more to share on this, we will. But for now, that's where we leave the conversation. Stay with us. We'll be back with Show.